Welcome students. In the last video lecture we have done the operators and the data type and some of the expressions in the operators, and today we are going to continue our lecture of chapter 4, that is the flow control. So let us begin the Chapter 4, Elementary Server-Side Scripting using the PHP, and today we are going to continue with the decision structures with the statement if else if statement, as well as the switch statement. So first we have the control statements and control structures, that are the programming statements that is going to affect the programming execution, as well as it is based on the outcome of some of the logical comparisons. So we are using the logical gates and the logical operators with the operands as well as the operators, and this is the two kinds of control structures we have. It is going to enable the control the way that is the programming is going to run. So we have the two categories in the flow control. First is the decision making or a decision control structures, or you can also say that decision structures or selection statements. So and the next we have is the looping structure. In the first, that is the decision structures, these structures that is going to enable the program to make the decision that how will the operands and going to work, and how we are going to operate it on the base of the test condition. First the condition will be checked, and after the condition will be checked, it is going to give us the resultant. So these are some of the things those are used with the select, or that is going to decide the set of statements that is going to executed with under the certain conditions. So first we have the various kinds of the decision structures, like we have the if statement, if else statement, if else if statement, and the structure statement. In the PHP we have the following condition statements. First, if statement, that is going to execute some code if the condition is true, and if else statement, that is executes some code if a condition is true, as well as the condition code if that is the false. As well as in the next we have the if else if condition or else statement, that is going to execute the different codes for the more than two conditions. And next we have the switch statement, that is going to select one of many blocks of code that is executed. First we have if statement example. With the syntax we are using the first keyword, that is the if condition. And if condition, the code with, started with the open braces as well as the closed braces in the open form, and we have the curly braces, and code has been executed here and closed with the semicolon. Next, the example below, we are going to display the have a good day. So how it is possible to display? We are here mentioning the variable name with the $sign $t, and the date we have is that is going to showing in the form of h. So have a good day, that is the date, and that is will be less than 20, that is the string type. And after, if it is the true condition, it is going to show the result. Then after the condition has been checked whether it is true or false, it is going to show have a good day. Next we have if else if statement. So if else statement, that is going to execute some code if condition is true as well as the condition is false. Whether it just first check the condition that has been checked, and if it is a true, it is going to execute first statement. Otherwise, if it is a false, it goes control goes into the next statement and going to continue with the next, that is the false statement resultant. So output will be shown, that is the false. For example, we have the first date, and here same example that has been shown with the echo, and that has been print first. If it is a true, it's just going to print first statement. Otherwise, if it is a false, then it is going to display the have a good night. Next we have is the PHP, that is the if else if else statement as well, and it is going to execute the different codes more than two conditions. So first in this syntax we are using the first if keyword. After that we are going to continue the condition, we are going to apply the condition here, and with the statement first that is the condition is true. Otherwise if second statement is condition is true, it just gone into the second condition, and if it is the false, then the control goes to the next statement, that is the third condition, that is false, and going to show us the output in the false. Okay, we have one another example with the same method applied here in the first example as well as second. We have first example, that is the if there is a condition applied, and if the statement first is true, it has been recognized and print the first statement. Otherwise it is going to continue with the shown, that is the second condition as well. If both conditions are going to true, so it is going to repeat and shown the both of them. Otherwise it goes into the else part and going to show the condition last. Next we have the switch statement. So the switch statement that is used particularly with the different methods or actions applied based on the conditions. The syntax used with the shift, we have the switch and the number of variable we are going to recognize here, and the case in while we are using the switch case, we must have to mention the case, that is the label, with the label first, as well as you can also mention here with the columns. And next we have if we want to execute the statement under the label 1, so it is going to show that particular statement, and after that the resultant has been shown, it just go to the break statement and control goes to the switch again, and otherwise it is gone to the label 2. Next you just have to break it, and before moving further the switch, we also have a plus point is here about the default, whether you can use the default in the front in the first. Otherwise you must have to show the default with the another code. If it is the condition that has been applied is not the similar satisfying the sum of all the cases, otherwise it gone to the default conditions. If we are continue with this cases and this is the condition applied is not true, it gone to the default condition. So this is the way the shift statement is going to work. So this is the statement that causes the particular group of statements and chosen from the several available groups. After the selecting the based on the current value of the expression, it is going to include the switch statement. So after the interpreter that is going to check first the case against the value of the expression until it is just match is found, and if nothing it is going to match, a default condition will be used. In this example we have the favorite color list. If it is the condition applied and or enter is the red, that is satisfying the first case, it is going to echo or print the statement first, that is your favorite color is red. In PHP we have the looping statements, so it is going to repeat some of the steps in the script without calling them another time or a second time. We don't need to repeat or going to add for the calling something about it. And while we are using the loop, we must check it is the process of repeating a series of instructions, that is going to called looping, and group of repeated instructions, that is called a loop. Means whenever you are repeating instructions or you are making it the group of repeated instructions, it is called a loop. means you are adding here only one single iteration, and with the usage of one single iteration or a single statement, you are going to calculate or show the repeating of series at same time. So we have the types that is supporting the in PHP, the loop statement, that is the for loop, while loop, do while, and for each loop. So let us talk about first the while loop, that is the loop through a block of code as long as specified that the condition is true. Whenever you have the condition that is specified is only true, it is the loop that is going to run it. Next we have the do while loop, that is through a block of code once. It's just going to repeat the loop as long as the specified condition is true. Next we have the for loop. In the for loop, through a block of code that is specified the number of times, and whenever you are using the for each, it is a loop through a block of code for each element in an array. So what has happened in the case of while loop? We have the while loop that is commonly used for the loop after the for loop, means it is going to repeat the loop long as specified whenever we are going to find the condition is true. So if the condition is false, the statement loop within the loop you cannot start it, and it just had executed or stopped automatically, and the control that is passes through the statement that is following the loop, means the while loop that is used when the number of iteration to be performed are that is not known in the advance, means a for loop that is used to repeat the statement that is specified a number of times. But in case of while loop, we are not mentioning the number of iteration, that how many times we are going to show the same statement in the multiple times. So that's why we are using the while loop. Next we have is the do while loop. So in the similar with the while loop, it just work out, but the another difference is here that it is going to execute always and at least at once, means even if the condition is false, it is going to show the resultant. In the case of while loop, it is terminated and the statement loop cannot be shown or executed. In the case of while condition, the first it is tests the condition and before entering the loop body. So first we are going to execute the code at least once, and then the expression that is going to find out or condition will be checked. So only one difference we have is in the case of do while or while, that is it is going to execute the statement first and then going to execute the condition. Okay, next we have is the for loop. So what is the syntax we are using with the for loop, that is we are using the keyword for init counter, and that is means the initial counter and the test counter and increment counter, and then the statement that we are going to perform or shown after the condition has been true, this condition will be executed. So initialize the loop counter. First we are going to initialize the loop counter. Let us take one example with the variable x, that is initializing with the value of 0. And next we are using the test counter. So in the test counter we are having the condition that is applied here with the x variable that is less or equal to 10 times, and next with the semicolon it has been closed, and then we are using the variable that is the x variable that will be post incremented by 1, and it is going to echo or print the values. The number is how many times it is going to show this after the 0, so it is less than 10 and the statement is true, and it is showing the loop 10 times. Next we have is the PHP for each loop, that is the loop work only with the array, and use to loop that is only with the key value pair in the array. Means for each we are using the keyword first, the for each, and it is basically used with the array as the value we are going to mention here, and code will be executed here if the condition is true. For every loop iteration, the value of the current array element is assigned to the value. Whenever assigned value is going to show us is true, then the array pointer is moved by 1 until it just reaches the last array element. We have the example of the variable. With the variable array, keyword is used and the multiple colors we have, and for each it is going to show the variable name, that is the array, and as value it is going to show the value. So for every loop iteration, the value of the current array element that is assigned with the value, and the pointer is moved by 1 and until it is reaches with the last array element. So it is all about the array. Next topic we have is the functions. So what is function? Function, it is the block of code written in the program to perform specific task, that is only going to perform the specific task that is going to relate with the functions in the program, with the such example, with the example of office in the employees. So in the real life they are better for the understanding that how function is going to work. Suppose a boss wants to his employee to calculate the annual budget. So it means that how he will this process will be complete. The employee will take the information about the statics from the boss. First it gonna happen, and after that it is going to perform the calculation, and the calculation has been calculated, and they calculate the budgets and the shows of the result to the boss. So the function works in a similar manner. They take the information as a parameter and going to execute a block of statement or performing the operation in this parameters and going to return the results. So we have the two kinds of the function. First we have the category in the built-in function, and we have the another that is the user-defined function. First what happens in the built-in function in the PHP, that is provide us with the huge collection of built-in library functions. Means those functions are already coded and stored in the form of functions. To use those such a need to call them, and as per our requirement they are going to call whenever they are needed. Just example, we are using the print, get, and you can also use as a variable, as a dump, and echo. So these are the inbuilt functions. Next we have is the user defined function. What happened in the user defined function, with it is not the kind of built-in functions, but the in PHP where it is going to allow us the we can create our own customized function, that is called user defined function. Means using this we can create our own packages of a code and use it, and whenever necessary it is simply calling it. And the purpose of using the functions because of the feature of the reusability, and if we have a common code, and that is the that is good to use the specific value or a specific kind of things, so it is reducing the time and effort as well. So the repetition of the single code, that is making us a very tedious thing. So this can be done both within a program, that is also importing the PHP file containing the function, and some of the other programs. So how it is going to perform? It is first syntax has been used here with the keyword function, and the space, again the function name, and the open braces will be used, and what is the statement that has been executed here with the ended with the semicolon and close the braces, curly braces. And the another reason why we are using the function So it is because of the error detection. So it is the code that is dividing into the functions and can be easily detecting which function or error that is going to lie or fix them a fast way or faster way. So it is just because why we are using it, because of the easily it can be maintained. And so maximum kinds of the lines and the line of code, they need to be changed, so we can easily change it inside the function or change it with the reflected everywhere where the function is going to call. It is going to easy maintain it. We have the some of the advantages of the functions, that is the easy to write or correct it, or easy to read, write or debug a function, easier to maintain or modify the function, and small function that is tend to the self documenting and highly readable, and it is reducing the duplication of a code. It is called whenever any time at any place with the different parameters, and it is going to improve the clarity of code, and it is decomposing the complex problems into the simpler or smaller pieces, and we can use or reuse a code or a function, and that is the information that is going to only hide it. So in the case of function, we have a maximum kind of the advantages, and whenever we are going to create any function, we are using any name with the ending with an open or a closed parenthesis like this, open and close parenthesis, and the function name always begin with the keyword function. So here it is the function, and a function name that is cannot start with the number and can start with the only alphabet and underscore. And next we have also the function that is not the case sensitive, so it is not a case sensitive. So that's all about the function or a user defined function, and it is going to return some of the keywords with the example like the function. First we have the function name, and in the within the open braces we have the parameters, and we have such kind of variables that has been called here and going to replace the value of those things, and giving us the resultant as a return value with the value of x. So whenever they are going to call it, we are founding here that we have the values regarding this. So in the first we have the value of 5 and 10, that is going to give us resultant with the sum with the 15, and it is going to echo in the second, that is the resultant of this addition and as well as the this addition. So that's all for today, and we are going to continue our fourth chapter with the next topic, that is the array and the kinds of array, and how we are going to work with the forms, and how the get and post methods will be worked, or what is the session variables. For now, thank you so much and have a great day.